Welcome to another color challenge with Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media. I hope you're all doing well today. Our colors that were asked for by one of the video subbies of Ceri the Crafter. If you haven't watched them, why not watched him yet? Why not? He's really great. Fun to watch. Lots of info and knowledge being dropped on his channel. And he's just enjoyable to watch. You've probably heard of him. If you watch Gail Augustinelli, you've heard her talk about Ceri the Crafter. All right, so the colors were Van Dyke Brown and I think Opera Rose Pink, which he did not have. This is the closest I have to Opera Rose Pink, which I'll use other pinks as well. And the closest thing I have to Van Dyke Brown is Raw Umber. And if I add some dark blue to that, I should get a Van Dyke Brown. I'm going to add this Prussian blue, I think, which has, but I want to do it on something that I don't want to mix. See, if I mix it in here, I don't know. I'll just mix it in here, I guess. Try it for the best. I don't want to use a lot of my little bit. I only have just this little bit of that. But I do have this brown, so I might go ahead and add this coffee bean. We're going to add some coffee bean too. We're going to, from what I've heard, Van Dyke Brown is practically black. And if I add this Prussian blue, it should get me closer. This, I don't need a lot of that because the high fluid acrylics are highly pigmented, more so than some other things. So let's see. I think it needs to be a little darker than that. A little bit more. It just doesn't feel like enough in there either. All right. Using more of this coffee bean, which is, that's my filler. That coffee bean is my filler because it's the cheap one. I'll add a little bit more of the Raw Umber, which is definitely darker. And a few more drops of the Prussian blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I added like 3 times as much as I added the first time. In case you're wondering, there's no measuring. Just want a really dark, almost black brown, and that's not quite there yet. It's getting closer though. Because if you ever look at black, it does have a lot of blue in it. So, thought that Prussian blue was going to be a little bit more. I don't know. I don't think we're very... Oh, that's not bad. All right, we're going to go with this. And, yep. I'm going to start, though, with some coffee brown. And start with the card, because that's the funnest way to start. It's the most funnest. Because you can go any which way. It, you know... And it covers quite a bit. Alright. And I am actually starting with a color that's similar to what we're going to end up with, but not the purple. The purple is not where we want to end up. Alright, let's add some unbleached titanium to this, which is a little bit thicker. Will cover more better. Yes, it's funner and more better. And there's some brown paint right there. Because I'm 12. No, I'm not. I sound like I'm 12. I remember Shell, the first time she realized how old I really was, she was like, I thought you were much younger than that. I do have a childlike voice. I was well into my 30s before solicitors stopped asking if my parents were home. And I would be like, nope, they're not here. Because they didn't live with me at the time. See, now my dad lives with me. But now we don't answer the phone unless we recognize the number. So I don't, and usually it's, if there ever is a person, it's always like, you say hello, wait a few seconds, and then they finally say hello, and you're like, yeah, I don't want to talk to you now because you obviously weren't on the phone. Yeah, I hate robocalls, spam calls, all that. They're just super annoying. I don't know. I mean, if you like them, I'd really like to know what kind of person likes getting... Oh, I guess it may be like a really lonely person. maybe would. I'm just still trying to get rid of some of this purple in the background. It will eventually. You've seen from the past how magically, even if I don't get it all covered in this first go through, eventually it totally gets covered. All right, now I'm going to wait a little longer to do the grocery bag thing like I did last time because I really like that look and I wanted it higher up in the layers here. So I'm trying to think if I want, should we put some rose gold? Oh my goodness. Did you just see that? Just flew everywhere. I hope I'm shot. Really should check because I give Carrie a hard time because he's like, people just need to check to make sure they're in shot. And I'm like, well, we forget. We get busy. And then that one time, what happened was I hit the camera. I didn't realize it and couldn't even post that video. So I'm just using this brush technique where you just kind of, well, it's a technique. I don't know. You just go back and forth. Another texture, another layer. See, look at that. We got texture. We got layer. And we still got stuff coming through from the background. So it's all good in the neighborhood. I do not like this color. I will be doing something to make this color better. Because it's not exactly Opera Rose. Opera Rose is different. I mean, I will use pink, obviously. I mean, I just used pink, technically. I just used the rose gold. There's a metallic there. And I guess this would dry faster if I paused you and blew hot air on it. Okay, now I want to do a layer of patterns that will sort of show through, but not show through tremendously. So I'm going to do these spots here and there with, I'm going to use this cactus flower, which is a really bright pink, but it's permanent. I don't know. I like to start in the corner. I don't know why. And I'm just going to bring this. See, I don't like when my corners don't have anything. Do you remember the last video where I was like adding gold to the corner? Whoops. Well, it's all right. It's just a layer. Doesn't matter. It keeps moving on me. Why? I don't know. Does it look great with that rose gold? Not necessarily. It's all right. It's an underlayer. It's just, it's the slip. This is the pants, the underwear, or in England you'd say the pants or knickers. And now we're putting on the slip, which goes over the knickers and under the clothes. If you want to think of it like that. Or there's the lady that talks about the hamburger. The layers of the hamburger. I don't know. Some of you might have heard of her. Look up Mixed Media Art, hamburger layers. You'll find her. I'm getting a little more purpley because there was already blue on there. Let's turn it over, see if I get less blue. Maybe not. Yes, I'm putting a lot of polka dots because I don't know where they're going to show through. So I want to make sure they're going to show through somewhere, so I'm putting a lot. Which, this is the slip. It's going to hide your underwear for you a little bit. Camouflage your underwear for you. All right, and then I've got, this one's a little smaller. Where is it? Jumbo Java. Oh, there's the spam calls now. Let's shoot this one. Sure, why not? I was actually going to do some, with the Jumbo Java, I was going to do some, words are hard. Script stamp, which I might still, because it will come out a different color, but this is fun. Oh, how am I? Well, if you were there when the phone picked up, you'd know that the answering machine is what you would have got. And yes, I'm doing, this is probably more than I would do on the top layer, because I don't know what's going to show and what's not going to show. So I can go a little more crazy on this layer, and I am using the archival paint. See, so now it's not quite so obvious. The underwear will still be showing a little bit, but that's okay. The underwear was mostly to cover the ugly paper underneath. But now, do you see any of that purple other than the purple I added? Oops, that one's supposed to be purple. Now, I'm going to take my gesso and do something with it. What am I going to do with it? Who knows? First, I have to find something I can get out the gesso out with, and then, oh, look at this. I have one of these right here. All right, let's get out some gesso so that I can, yes, I still have my card here from before. All right. Now, do I want to use this? I don't know, because it kind of gives me weird lines. But is that a bad thing? I mean, it's just a layer. No, I don't want that. Where's my card? I think I want my card. We'll use the Red Robin card this time. Just going to push some of this back. More in some places than others. I'm kind of wiping it off a little bit so that I just have like... Oh, I should do that. Oh, you know what I should do? I should do like what I did last time. Maybe I will. Where's my brayer? My brayer. Wait, I'll do that skip technique again. Just kind of come along and just kind of... And if you go kind of in both directions, just kind of lightly touching it, skipping along, skip to my loo, my darling, and then, you know, you can also just kind of go over it too with the brayer, with little, when you don't have a lot on there, and try to push it in to the background a little bit. It's something, it's, yeah, this kind of is going to bug me. Let's see. Because now I've got this one big white splotch, so let's get a new tissue. Rub that in maybe. If I had a, what did I use to get this out before this, which still has not been contaminated, so let's get some more gesso out. And if I knew where my baby wipes were, I would grab a baby wipe. All right, cover, go on. Wonder Twins, activate. All right, that's, oh yeah, that is the new tissue, believe it or not. Okay, it's just too much starkiness out here. I want it a little bit more feathered out. I don't know. There's still some showing through, which is good. I'm just not liking what's happening on the outside edge here. But we'll figure that out. Also, now I've got that big white splotch. I got to have a big white splotch somewhere else, right? If you make a mistake in one place, just do it in other places. Make it look a little bit more on purpose. That's all. That's all you gotta do. Just do a smaller blotch. Don't have to be as big as the first one. Just, and we'll camouflage that. Don't worry. I need a new something. I need a new attitude. Didn't I have more than one of those? Yes, yes I did. Yes, I make a mess. I'm not Ceri the Crafter. But I don't think people watch me because I'm like somebody else. I think the few people who watch me because I'm not like anybody else. I am tempted to stick some Tuscan Red in here. That should just move my last colors out of the way so I don't do that. Oh, let's use Calypso Coral. Let's do something with that. Maybe now we'll bring in the plastic bag. The same plastic bag? No, we'll have to find a new plastic bag. We're recycling plastic bags, but while we normally have a whole bunch of plastic bags, they do not want to appear today. I'm just gonna take a piece of plastic bag this time, so I don't waste a full plastic bag. So this is like grocery bags. It's actually a Stop and Shop from when I was up in Massachusetts. We don't have Stop and Shops down here, so I want it to be crinkly. Or I could even take, here, let's try something. We did that last time. Let's try something else. We'll take this kind of grocery bag. Close your ears. Should have told you to close your ears before I was making noise of the other one, but that's all right. I'm going to crinkle it up. And then in its crinkliness, well, it would help if this was spread out some. Spread this out some. Take our crinkly paper and just go down with our crinkly paper and get some random, not doing what I want. There we go. Try that. Well, it's not going to do exactly what you want because it's crinkled paper. It's going to do whatever the heck it feels like doing. Where is it? Color up. So this has, oh, that's way more than I needed. This has a little bit, well, now it's a little bit of gesso in it. It has a little bit of orange to it, so it'll help, you know, bring out a little bit of, not bring out, what's the word I want? Bring together the rose gold, which actually I think rose gold is more, has more orange tone to it, personally. So that it'll be the bridge. We can build a bridge. That's not the words. What are the words? I don't really listen to country, but when I was friends with some people, I would listen to the Judds a lot because they were really big fans of the Judds. So now we have this random layer of randomness, which is interesting. And we still have some of the other. The slip is still showing through. The knickers are still showing through. Everything's still showing through a little bit. It's all good in the neighborhood. And now we have a fun piece of paper to use somewhere else in life. Let's turn that over real quick. And just don't want it to stick. Well, we'll just move that. Get a new piece of paper. These are all going to become something else some other time. That's why I'm not afraid to. Let's do something with this. All right, I'm going to dry this and then come back with something. I don't know what. Now, because this is the closest to Opera Rose that I have, I do want to use a little bit of it, but I may mix it with this light pink, cameo, pink, light cameo. Kind of mix that together. And let's see. Still has a lot of blue in it. It would really warm my pink up, wouldn't I, if I used that? I'm going to have to use a different one, aren't I? Where's one that I don't use? It can be a small one. That's too small. I wonder, can I just use this? Let's try it. No, I don't think that's going to work. I think I'm going too far underneath. Yep. Which is a look. I mean, now we've done it in one place. Let's make sure we do it in another place. The card is not working great. Let's try this. That's not the right color, but that's all right. It's got the color. It's a mess. Oh my goodness. All right. So I'm just going to do that because I can. And a little bit more credit card action here and there. Make it look like I did it on purpose. Did I do it on purpose? No, I did not. But it's a layer and it may help. It may hurt. It's close to the opera pink. And because I've got that other pattern in there, the texture, I've got some texture back there. It's actually doing nicely. So now I can take this lighter color maybe and do some stenciling over that. Let me pause and dry and be back. Okay, so in the interest of finding what's around you, I have this little piece of felt that I'm going to try. I might even, should I put it on the end of something? No, I'm just going to go for it. So I'm going to get some of the paint off of there. Now, I have this beautiful stencil from PM Artist Studio. I don't necessarily want the whole stencil because it is big and it could overwhelm the piece. Kind of like Ceri with his mandala. So I will take parts of the stencil and use them here and there. Also trying not to use the exact same part of the stencil every time. All right, I've tried a couple ways. I'm not liking how this is going with the paint. I'm gonna try ink. So I've got some Kitsch Flamingo here, and I want to try that. And see if I can get it thick enough. And I know I'm using a not permanent pink. I'm willing to take that chance. It's not really showing. It is giving me a little bit more to look at than just pink lines though, but not much. Yep, sometimes it doesn't go how you hope. I mean, it never goes how you expect. I'll just tell you that right now. I mean, I know it's not showing because I'm doing pink on pink, but I was trying to do, see there, a little bit of that shows, and it's sort of like that pink there. So that rose pink, I guess, is similar to the Kitsch Flamingo, apparently. It shows up a little bit. All right, let's do a leaf right here. Maybe. Don't know. We're getting another color pink on here. That's what it amounts to. Oh my goodness. I really wanted this color pink. I just can't get things to line up the way I want. Like, I want this light color. Let's try with this one. And let's try this again. Oh my goodness. With just a little bit to use it like a, see, there's still a lot of white on there, which might be a good thing. So do a big, whatchamacallit there. Do a big damask thingy my bobby here. And a big damask thingamabobby here. Am I trying to get it there perfectly? No, I'm not. Have one going off the... Did I press go again? Yes, I did. Okay. Have one going off the edge because that's how I roll. And we should put one here because now there's just like big blank spot in the middle here. So let's go ahead and put that there. Okay, don't know why this is working now, but it wouldn't work before. Who knows? Go off the edge just the tiniest bit over here. And come off the edge. Be on the edge a little bit more over here. See, once you stop caring, then things like start coming together. It's a weird phenomenon. I'm like, you know what? It's already ruined. I can't make it any worse than what it looks like now. And that's the truth. All right. Whoops. That did not do what I expected. I expected at least a little bit of that to come through. Almost like it's peeking out from somewhere, except for, I don't know, it's not. All right, so we've definitely got pink on there. What are we going to do for brown? How now, brown cow? You're not a brown cow, don't worry. All right, I'm gonna put some, wow, that's juicy. That's really quite juicy, more juicy. And it's falling apart, it looks like. I don't know what this is gonna do. I'm gonna take that chance. All right, good, it did not, I was afraid it was gonna give me way more than I wanted. The reason I turn the paper is so that I do it in a different spot every time. Oops, I already have it there. This is just to get a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. How about, are we gonna try this again? I really like my, oh, you know what? Nope. I'll be back. I think I know exactly what I need to do on this. Somewhere I have a big 12 by 12 that I did with like thicker foam. that I learned how to do. Well, I watched Ceri the Crafter and I made that. But I also made this one. So we're just going to have to go with this one because this is the one I can find. And the fact that I can't find a 12 by 12 cardboard this thick tells you a little bit more about me than you ever wanted to know. All right, I'm going to need my brayer. Also, saw. Let me just grab. I think this will work out better if I do it on here. So I'm going to use my gel plate as my palette. I'm going to get some brown on here and hope for the best. And then I'm just going to try to be fairly straight here. Then I'm going to brayer this again so that I get more paint on all the places. And turn this over so I don't have to get the exact same pattern next to each other. And I'm getting more on the edges than I would like up here. I do have a dark brown on there. And let's see. Let's go ahead and take my edges and just kind of do this. I know Ceri doesn't usually use his gel plate for these. And I am. This time. I won't always. It's not doing what I wanted it to do right now anyway. I was trying to get a border. That's not happening. Let's just kiss it. Mwah. Mwah, mwah. Now it's definitely got brown on it. Like I said, couldn't do anything worse to what it already looked like. I'm determined to make it look more decent though, aren't I? Let's go ahead and take our, I'm going to take some of this, oh, we're not going to use that piece again. I want to be able to use this piece on the bottom in the journal, so I didn't want the paint to get too thick. And that piece of grocery bag, the plastic grocery bag. Sorry about the noise. Sorry, not sorry. I mean, you know, it's part of the process. I mean, at this point, you're probably like, you know, maybe you should just gesso over the whole thing and start over. That's not necessarily necessary. We've got some good layers under here. I mean, look at that back there. That's actually some nice layering going on there. With stuff happening in the background. We like that. There's still some, oh yeah, that's right. The ink I used was a little on the purple side, wasn't it? I need to break up this pink here. Especially. That close to the Opera Rose pink. Not feeling it, not loving it. Still seeing some of that brown through there with that stencil that I liked. I think I might bring that stencil back out again. Maybe. I did start the video, right? Yes. Dad's phone was ringing. He's in his room. His room's right next to my room. Hopefully he doesn't say anything too personal. Alright, now kind of back to being a background again. A very pink and brown background, I will say. Now, I'm thinking, I know, more brown? What are you thinking, lady? I know, it's craziness. What am I thinking? I don't know. Let's just grab our glue stick and just... Just going random, and it's really loud. I hope you close your ears. Now, what will I do with this? I don't know. I don't know. we need to, oh, maybe take some of, whoops. That's too bright. Okay. See, that's a weird pink. Let's use the rose. No, first time I've ever seen this. And I'm gonna pause for a second while he's on the phone. Okay, so while I was paused, I used the Jumbo Java and did this stamp again, and I did my crackle stamp, which don't know where I put that. And I also did, oh, crackle stamp. And then in black, I did some of the script stamp. I think I might do something with this, but I'm not sure. So I almost think maybe I just need to leave this for a minute because maybe it's not as bad as I think it is. I don't know. Let me figure some things out. I love a houndstooth. I really want the dark, but the problem is the paint. And let's see. Oh, I can use this. So let me figure this out. Alright, get as much paint off as I can. It's okay. That has the blue in it. I'm going to start light and then go down a little bit. So this might actually end up being a little bit more like a Van Dyke brown than what I had. A little bit of navy blue to it. It's a little bit darker because I had the blue on this brush already. So it's turning this brown even darker. I got too much on there still. I have to take a lot off of there, man. But just doing this in some spots here and there, every which where. It's a small pattern where before I had, you know, the circles and the triangles are fairly similar in size. So now this, I especially want to go where there's a lot of pink to break up that pink. Like maybe a little bit here. Oh, she had too much on there. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Over here, need to cover up some of that purple up there, or at least, you know. And then it's really light over here, which is good. We want some lightness. Break up some more of this pink. See this? I can line up. Then I can come up here a little bit more. So there's that. All right. Different. You know, I just don't like when it does that. But anyway. Get whatever little bit of liquid might be left on there. And get down in this corner because there's nothing down here. So now there's just some, see, that is nice too, where it's just a hint, not as dark as the rest. It just gets kind of, almost looks like, you know, aged and weathered and in the background there. There. All right. Cut this down, put a focal point on it. It might not be too bad. I need to find a cover for that. You know, that's not going to be ready. Well, actually, what I'll probably end up doing is finding another empty one, find the cover to that, because that's how it usually happens, because I lose the cover to the first one. Anyway, I don't know. Do you think that I should have done more? Because I could add a smaller focal point at the time when I cut these down, because, you know, the chances of this being cut down, I just use regular paper. I don't even use cardstock. I can totally use this for collage too. Oh, I wanted to add some metallic. I might do it in splatter. So I've got iridescent bronze from Golden, and I'm going to do something with that. What? I don't know. Oh, I've got add a little bit of water. It's already a fluid acrylic, so I shouldn't need to add a lot of water. And I added way more here than I need. Of paint, that is. Probably need more water, but... And I'm just going to splatter that on there to give it just a little bit of... Because the metallic I put on there earlier, it's gone. It's so gone. It's like it's like 10 layers under there now. It was the, and it was not quite the right pink that I wanted. It was a little too orangey. The rose gold was the metallic I had. I kind of want to add some black splatters too. Maybe some white splatters. Let's see. Well, let's see about turning these into some splatters. Some dark splatters. I need dark splatters, yes. Not that big. Need more water. So they're not quite that big. All right. See, when you're doing mixed media, you really, well, when you do it like me, you really have to have no expectations. Because generally, when I'm doing it, I'm just going with my gut anyway. I don't think I've ever had like a preconceived notion of exactly what I wanted to do. But, all right, so then we have that. Then I was thinking some white splatters with some gesso. I'll need a clean brush for that. Just grab that. I only need a little bit, but I need it watered down. That's the problem. Oh my goodness, this cover. It's the only problem with this gesso. And it's not the people that made its fault. It's all me, because there's paint covering the outside of that. All right. Oh my goodness. I just wanted to grab something that I could put this paint on and spray it a little bit, because I don't want a lot. It lightens it up a little bit if you can add some white splatters. See, look, it just brightens it up, don't you think? Yes? No? Maybe so? What do you think? Oh, look at that. It's a nice little... Couldn't repeat that if I tried, and I'm not going to try to take it off because I'll ruin all my other splatters. So whatever, one piece is going to get that interesting line there. There we go. I'm calling it done. This is the Van Dyke Brown and Pink Challenge. I tried to make my own Van Dyke Brown by adding some blue to the raw umber and the other brown, the whatever cheaper brown I had. Hopefully I'll wash my hands before the next video, because they won't come out at the same time. Whoa, coffee bean, that's right. I mean, I have to, it's still a guessing game. And that's a matte, is what that one was. So, did you see it? Did you see it? All right, so check out Ceri the Crafter. This is his most recent color challenge. He's got a playlist. I'll also make a playlist. I hope you enjoyed this. And I will have another one coming out soon too. That might be from the Makers Creative, Makers of Mixed Media Art and Artists Facebook group. There was a challenge, so I will plan to do that one as well. Have a delightful day, guys. Love you.